to Sarah's Stitch. I'm not gonna say welcome back because it's been so long that we're gonna just pretend like the last 7 months just didn't happen. So if you're new here or if you saw me in any of my last videos, my name is Sarah. I am 30 years old. I am a knitter who lives in Hoboken, New Jersey, which right across the river from New York. And this is my channel here on YouTube where I can talk to all of you about everything I have been knitting, making, all of that good stuff over the last X amount of time since the last video, because my friends and family and boyfriend will kill me if they have to keep listening to me talk about knitting nonstop because I'm obsessed. So because it's been so long, I'm gonna just start with like kind of fresh. So as and when I work on projects that I had either talked about or worked on in my last episode, which I think was in January, I will bring them up naturally. But for the time being, I am somewhat limited to what I can and will be working on because I am on a rotation for work in India. So I had to pack, what's the right word? Thoughtfully pack, I guess is the best way to say it, of what I wanted to bring to work on while I'm here. I'm here for another 5 weeks, working for 4, traveling for the last week and a bit. My boyfriend's coming from London. It'll be great. So I'm thinking the episodes while I'm here in India will be shorter because everything will get quite repetitive and we will start, hopefully I'll get through some projects, but I'm limited on how much yarn I have here. So without further ado, let's get into finished objects, which I only have one. I did actually finish this before I came to India, but it is a baby blanket for my boyfriend's best friend whose wife is having their first baby in about a month. It's October 5th, by the way, today. We'll see when I actually wind up posting this, but they're having a baby early November, so I made a crocheted baby blanket for them. I brought it to India because he's going to take it back to London for me. So this is it. It's just crocheted granny squares. I did it in 5 colors, so it's all Cascade. Majority of it is, no, this one, everything is Cascade 220 superwash. So if I can't remember all the names perfectly, I will have them linked down below in the description with like Ravelry links, all of that good stuff. I will say also my personal Ravelry and projects, Instagram, blah, 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 are all linked below as well. But the colors I used are Ecru for the white, Doeskin Heather for the taupey color. I think this blue is Baby Denim. I will correct myself if that's incorrect. The green is Forest Heather, and the yellow is, I'm not sure, Marigold or Corn or something like that, but this is what it is. I just did granny squares and I did alternating, so I have white centers and then colored centers diagonally, and then I think I just did like a single crochet round for 2 rounds and then a double crochet round for the border. So that's it. I feel like it's a decent enough baby size. They will report back, I'm sure, on sizing and all of that, but that is my first finished object, and hopefully it will be going to its home at the end of the month when Shiv comes over. Next, it's gonna be, like I said, very short episode, so apologies if I'm going too fast or not going into any detail, but this is what it is. This is also for the same baby. This is a half finished object. I don't even know if we can consider it finished because I don't have the buttons for it, but I'm making a Seaside set for the baby as well. So I used Sandnes Garn, what is it? I think it's tin merino wool. Yes, tin merino wool, because I got it from Mother Knitter and it was on sale. So the cream is, I want to say, putty, and then the red I think is wine red, but again, numbers, colors, all that will be linked down below in the Ravelry. And this is the 2 to 4 month size, I want to say. No, the next size up, 4 to 6 months maybe. Again, it's in the Ravelry. So this is what it's looking like, and then I'm just going to do solid red pants for the bottom. I did not bring any buttons with me, but this was what was currently on the needles when I flew over, so figured I might as well bring it, and then I can button it and all of that good stuff and send it back with Shiv when he comes over to America for Thanksgiving. So that is my Seaside sweater. Hopefully soon the pants will be cast on. And then I guess we'll go into works in progress. The first is, I don't want to say boring, but basic. I'm knitting just a vanilla pair of socks as usual. I finished one. This is a homespun house yarn, and it is a Patreon set from a couple years ago, I think. It's called Witchy. So this is what it looks like. It's classic Molly, beautifully speckled. And then the mini that came with it, I believe the color is ash, but it's on, I don't know if it's gonna show up, but it's on gold stellina, which is so fun. I think it was a September colorway, if I'm not mistaken. And the second sock is just past the heel turn. So it's just straight knitting on this until I finish. So that is that. I'm just doing my standard vanilla socks. I did do a shorter set than I normally do because it's a 50-gram sock set. So I just wanted to ensure that I had enough yarn to do 2 full socks. I did 1x1 rib for I think 12-15 rows. I did do an Eye of Partridge heel with garter sides, so just to change it up a bit. I do love an Eye of Partridge heel, even though I usually mess it up at some point or another, but it's a heel, so no one really notices. And then, yep, normal gusset, and I am a US size 9 foot, so I usually do about 80 to 85 rows on the foot. And then I just did a standard wedge toe for the toe. And this one will be hopefully exactly the same. So that is the current sock that I have with me on the needles. I did bring a couple sock yarns with me with the idea that I maybe would be getting through some socks quicker, but I've not been getting through socks that quickly because of my other project, which I'm about to show you, that is also stockinette. So this is my last project, and it is not a pattern per se, I'm making it up as I go. This is the swatch for it, and it's going to be a colorwork yoke, but I'm doing a raglan yoke. Shiv wanted a sweater this year for Christmas, so he's getting one because he asked. So I had to, he sent a picture essentially of a sweater he saw, I think from Shein or something. He said, could you make this? I think the Shein sweater was actually like a printed sweatshirt in a knit pattern, but I kind of tried to swatch it up. He decided he didn't love this white. He wanted something a bit creamier, so this white was repurposed into the white for this. And I'm sure it will be a couple other things because I have a whole man-size sweater for this, and this is obviously not the only white I have. So this is the swatch. The swatch was tin merino wool, and the blue is baby Lanette by Sandnes Garn. So the blue stayed in his sweater, and then I switched it out for this cream. I think it is almond. I don't honestly, I don't remember if it's almond or marzipan. The color number is 2321, and it's tin merino wool. So that is, again, Santa's Garn, 100% merino wool, super washed, and it is 50 grams is 175 meters. So it's a sport weight, heavy fingering. And then the baby Lanette, must be Lanette. The colorway is 6033, which I think is medium blue. This is the same blue I used for my key sweater. I think this is the exact same color combo I used for my key sweater, which is just funny. But so yeah, 6033, and this is again 100% merino. I believe it's also super washed. 50 grams is 175 meters. So it is the same technical composition. It looks like the tin merino wool has a slightly more twist. It looks like there's more twist in this one, ever so slightly, but I'm assuming that Santa's Garn is phasing out the tin merino wool, or at least Mother Knitter is, because like I said, when I bought this, majority of the colors were on sale, and I don't think Santa's Garn would keep producing same two yarns that have the exact same makeup, yardage, etc., meterage, whatever you want to call it. So this is what the sweater is made of, and I just got to the sleeve split, which is why I was putting off making this video while I was in India, because it's tough to show a sweater without a sleeve split, especially on tight needles. But this is how it's looking. So I have just a 1x1 crew neck collar going into the color work. It doesn't need to be blocked. I think it will look a lot better once it is blocked. And yeah, like I said, I did a raglan, and I did do short rows on the back of the neck. I'm debating if I need to do or want to do short rows just after the sleeve split as well. That's a TBD. But this is how it's looking. Like I said, I did make this swatch kind of based off the picture that Shiv had sent me. So, but this was not. So this is what the sweater color work was perfectly. But again, because it was printed on and it was, they could scale it however they wanted. The color work went to about here on the arm. This obviously was not going to get it that far. So there was some improvising on the jumper for the color work to get there, but I'm pretty happy with it. I did mess up my own motif at one point, but that's fine. I meant to have it all kind of symmetrical, but it is not. Anyway, that's okay. No one else would know. And yeah, so I think I need to talk to Shiv, but I think we're done with the blue now. I think it's just going to be cream for the rest of the sweater, unless for some reason he wants the cuffs or something blue. But if I had to guess, I don't think he will. So I'm just going to be knitting for ages and ages and ages on 3mm needles for the length of a man's torso. So I'm sure that will be riveting for me and for you. I need to start putting stitch markers in to like track my own progress, because I don't think I'm gonna feel like I'm getting anywhere ever. Like I said, I did just split for sleeves, so I'm a whole 3 rows into the body. So it's going to take a while, but I'm hoping I have some decent progress on it, and it is ready for him at some point this winter, hopefully this side of Christmas, but we shall see. What else to say about this? I kind of pulled stitch counts from like a combination of Petite Knits Monday Sweater, the Handslom, and Tin Can Knits, what is it called? Strange Brew Anthology. So like just for stitch counts, I have worked, that's a lie. I've not worked a raglan sweater in fingering or sport weight yarn before, so I wanted to kind of use the Tin Can Knits for stitch counts and sizing, and then I used the Petite Knits patterns for raglan shaping purposes to kind of figure out how many stitches to cast on the neck, how to split up the front and the sleeves and the back. And I think it wound up working. I did not bring that much tried on tubing with me, so at the moment I'm debating how to easily get the needles and this combined so I can try it on, just so I can see and make sure that it is going to fit him and it's not going to be like too shallow in the armpit or anything like that. But I think it should be okay. And I'm sure it will block out a little bit with blocking. Block out. It should stretch out and relax a little bit with blocking if it is too small, but I think we should be good. And what else to say? 3mm needles. I did the ribbing in 2.5mm needles. And 1x1, like I said, I don't think he knows the difference between a regular bind off and bind on, so that's what he's getting for this sweater. And I started it, when did I start it? I must have started when I finished this. So I started it like about a week and a half ago. So I'm not mad with the amount of progress. So in theory, I should be able to at least knit the body while I'm here, because everything is very heavily air conditioned, even though it is warm outside, which means I'm freezing at all times because I don't handle cold well. But I think, looking at the pile next to me, I think that is everything I have to catch you up on knitting wise. Like I said, I am in India for work for a rotation for the next, the rest of October. Essentially, I'm working here, and then we're traveling around a bit in India after. So I'm teaching trainings the next 2 weeks. So there should be a decent amount of knitting time and downtime. And yeah, it's very nice to see you all again, and hopefully I am more consistent with posting now and getting back into the swing of things, because I would like to do Vlogmas again this year. There's a lot of fun things that we're doing in December and January. I'm going to London again mid-December, so I think that'll be fun. And even like as I travel around India, I can post some footage of that as well, if anyone's interested, or has been to India and has recommendations on travel touristy things to do. There has been and will be a lot more shopping done. I've gotten one Indian outfit so far, but it's more Indo-Western for the event we have tonight for work. And then I'm probably going to the mall now to go shopping further, and I need to get my nails fixed because I broke a nail. So we will see how well the Hindi to English communication is. I think I'm gonna try and go to the mall, because I think that is the safest bet in terms of just like a basic standard manicure, and hopefully it's fine enough and this can get fixed and be on our way. So that is it. Thank you so much for watching and sticking with me, or finding me again if this is your first time viewing, and I will talk to you hopefully next week. Bye.